Hey, it's Kaufman is Alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at a new comic book, X-Men issue number 20 by Marvel Comics. This is Legacy number 320. Got Jed MacKay doing the writing here, Nitho Diaz doing the artwork. And it's a pretty awesome issue, all things considered. I really like all the artwork in here. The colors by Fuentes Suho, and Sean Parsons does the inks as well on here. Clayton Coles is the letterer, so it's been the same creative team we've had the past few issues. I have done reviews of the previous issues. Here's the cover to issue 19 here. The X-Men Hellfire Visual as well, which gets referenced a couple times in this book. I've done a review of that. Go check that out. This one was kind of disappointing, so go see my thoughts on that. Please subscribe. Please like the video while you're here as well. So Marvel's already announced the Age of Revelation, kind of mirroring the original Age of Apocalypse, and they've already dropped the Age of Revelation number 0 issue that explains how it all happens, and we're already in the Age of Revelation in the issue, and I've done a review of that, so go check that out. But it just makes me wonder what their whole plan is here. It seems kind of confusing, as we've still got X-Men books coming out for the next couple months, set in the main X-Men 616 Marvel timeline, yet we've got the Age of Revelation that's already kind of started, even though we haven't seen it happen yet in the X-Men books, but they've told us how it happens. Very confusing. And they're also trying to make us believe that things that are going to be happening in the upcoming Return to the Age of Apocalypse, that things in that book is going to have ramifications in the current X-Men line and possibly the Age of Revelation as well. So I just don't know if I'm buying all that. I guess we'll see. But regardless, I still think they're putting out some pretty good issues of X-Men here in this title. And again, this is a cool cover. It actually shows us what's going to be happening within the book. Ryan Stegman does the artwork on here. Some nasty looking prison bars, look all moldy and filthy. And we see Scott and this character, Lindquist, who works for the One organization, or at least he used to. They get into kind of a restaurant brawl here throughout this issue. And again, Nitho Diaz doing the pencils here. He does an awesome job. Probably my favorite Marvel artist right now. Maybe him or Kari Andrews. Those are probably my two favorite guys right now. And we see some just kind of soap opera build with some of these relationships in a couple different scenes. The writer, Jed MacKay, has a lot of different little storylines going on here, so I like that. And we get this fight between Cyclops and the director of One, Lindquist, here. And again, it's some awesome artwork. I love this fight scene here. Peter David tribute. Here's one of the side plots here. We've got Glob and this guy Ben, who's one of the humans who got turned into a mutant by 3K. And they're playing basketball together, and kind of the whole plot of this issue here was that Cyclops was lying about the whereabouts of this character Ben, and that's kind of why Lindquist has come back after him, when he realized Cyclops was lying to him. Kind of some funny writing here. He asks why Glob's so sunny all the time. He says, no offense, but the X gene did a number on you. And he says, I wasn't exactly a catch before, and now I'm an X-Man, which is maybe the coolest thing you can be. And Ben wants to know who keeps sending Glob to all these schools, because Glob was explaining that he was originally sent to the School of Evil Mutants. And he says somebody gave him some advice one time, which is why he's so sunny all the time. He says, take it from me, kid. I know nice girls may not dig the skull look, but the bad ones, they really dig it. So that kind of explains why Glob is sunny all the time. Apparently, he gets all the women. So he's explaining to Ben that he knows he's nervous because Scott went to meet Lindquist, and You know he knows that you're not dead like we said you were. He says, but don't worry, Scott's really good at negotiations. And he shoots the ball, and for the first time he misses the shot. As Ben says, are you sure about that? And we get a nice transition to Cyclops just getting walloped by this guy. And again, some awesome... I love the way Nitho Diaz is drawing Cyclops here. So the deputy sheriff shows up, threatens to tase both of them, and then just does it because they're not going to stop fighting. We got the X-Men here waiting for Scott to come to dinner, and he's late, so Kid Omega does a little psychic sweep to try and find Cyclops, finds out he's in jail, and then we get a final conversation here between Cyclops and Lindquist. I really like these pages because they're in jail in these bars. The panel breaks look like prison bars. And Lindquist is saying, he makes an analogy to a movie he saw where a bunch of kids were stranded on an island and they were all given random weapons to try and survive and get out off the island. And sounds like Squid Game or something like that, perhaps, is kind of what it's getting at. But he says some of them ended up with Uzis and shotguns, and some ended up with pot lids and forks. And that's how he's relating to the mutants on Earth. He's saying some of them are really deadly and some of them aren't, which is why the one organization comes in and where the organization comes in. He says, that's nice. You have a story to tell to justify everything. Very convenient. And he goes, everyone does. What stories did Old Man Xavier fill your head with? Did you even have a choice to say no when you decided you'd be the leader of his X-Gene, what's he say there? War Boys? And Scott's just kind of left dumbfounded, and then he goes, I don't even hate mutants. He says, I just hate you. And in fact, I've got a new boss who's very particularly interested in the X-Men. And then he says he's a real hard ass, a nightmare really. He says, but maybe you'll like him. After all, he's one of you. He's a mutant. So nice little cliffhanger to end here, even though all this stuff feels pretty lame duck since X-Men has already announced the Age of Revelation that's about to happen. But still a pretty good issue nonetheless. We get a preview of the cover to X-Men 21 here. I think this is the first cover that Nitho Diaz is getting on this X-Men book. All the other covers have been by Ryan Stegman, at least the main covers. So, a solid issue of X-Men. If you haven't been reading it, I mean, there's no reason to really go pick this up. It's not a must-read or anything, but a good issue. But again, you got to wonder if it's just all lame duck, considering they've already released the Age of Revelation #0. I feel like we should already be in the Age of Revelation. We've already been explained how it all happens, yet we haven't even seen it happen in the X-Men comic books yet. So in all the solicits and all of the advertising that Marvel's doing for Age of Revelation, they keep telling us that the current X-Men books that are coming out right now still matter, and things that happen are going to have consequences within the Age of Revelation and vice versa. But I just don't know if I'm buying it yet. Along with the fact that they've got this also a return to the Age of Apocalypse happening as well next month. There's another 4-issue miniseries with an Alpha and Omega issue as well that's going to be coming out at the same time. And Marvel's also claiming that that has ramifications on the main X-Men books and possibly the Age of Revelation as well. So again, I don't know if I'm buying all that. I guess we'll see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.